Hey, you fucks. Thanks for, checking out the videos, showing a little bit of support. How about you take it to the next level and show us some love over there on Patreon, huh? Huh? Huh?
Yo, 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 yo. What's up, everybody out there on the YouTube stores? It's another home recording, TKO rants, Apologies, guys. Weather's kind of shitty again today, and but good news is it's going to clear up later, and then I can go out and film an actual walking around rant. Like, these rants are always, they're the backup ones. They're like, I need to make a rant, and but like, I'm not gonna go outside because the weather's shitty. So yeah, anyway, look, there's me and my buddy Jim, and this is footage today that I'm talking over. That is, we went to some game arcade. I think this is the one in Akihabara where they got a retro arcade at the top of there, and this was in the middle of Corona footage, and I think I made a vlog out of this, but it's been a while, and there's tons of extra B-roll footage, so I was like, okay, let's just put this here. But oh man, it's so funny that like Corona is over, but like before, like we never really gave a shit about people wearing masks, It's only like when we were forced to wear, and like we weren't like forced, like they weren't holding us down and being like, yeah, you take that mask, you dirty slut. But it's like, in Japan, the great thing about Japan is that like they don't force people to do shit. Like public stigma is more of a punishment than anything. So, and it's like Japan's rule of thumb is like, if you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. And it's like, it's all about protecting the harmony. And so people just wear the masks without question, because it's like, it's not because we're drones, it's just because I don't want to cause inconvenience to other people. It's really nice. Anyway, yeah, this is the retro game floor. This is in one of the arcades in Akihabara. I think it's the Sega, or it's a Gigo now. It's like Gigo 3 or 4 building. It's the one that's like right near right across the street from the train station, like when you immediately get out of the train station kind of thing. And apologies, allergies acted up a little bit, so in the nose. Yeah, look at that fucking soy protein bars and shit for a vending machine, or the UFO thing, blah. But yeah, I like this arcade. Like, like this is one of the few places where it's like, I mean, I don't like how it's bright. It shouldn't be bright like that. They should have, like, I don't know why companies do this. I think it's just solely to save electric energy or something, because they could have blue lights in there and, like, do the, like, Aladdin's castle. Well, actually, I don't know if Japan ever did that. Like, it was a very American thing to have the glow-in-the-dark ink for the carpets, like in American arcades. But in Japan, I don't think they ever did that. But I know for a fact, like, there's another arcade near here called Taito Sun or something, and they have blue lights on the second floor. So I know that, like, they know that it's a thing. But yeah, like this, I hate this floor for the lights. Like, it's just so ugly. It's so, like, bright. It's like unnaturally, like, bright in certain places, It's just not fun. Yeah, I mean, like, God, I don't know. Maybe I think because LEDs are supposed to save money, right? Like, they're supposed to be energy efficient. I don't know. It's just stupid. But whatever, it's fine. Oh yeah, the Puyo Puyo machine was broken. It's so funny because this is like 2 or 3 years ago footage, and now they've moved everything around. I mean, like, those shooting games are still there, but like the Puyo Puyo is on the other side of those cabinets and shit, and it's fixed, and then there's no gap in between both of those and stuff, and yeah, I don't know. This arcade's great, man. It's fun. They got rid of the shark shooting, like, analog machine though, and that's kind of sad, but whatever. But anyway, 4-minute point in this thing. Let me just do the promo. Hey guys, I don't make any money off of these Google AdSense ads or whatever, so this is entirely fan funded. If you guys like the channel and you like this stuff and you want to see more, please go out of your way to go over to patreon.com/TKOSam or become a member over here, and yeah, you can donate that way and help out. And this guy's playing House of the Dead, Typing of the Dead, which is actually a really, really fun game. And yeah, you guys gotta do that. But anyway, yeah, I'll go over to patreon.com. We got different blogs. We got behind the scenes footage. We got all this extra bonus stuff like consultations, Japanese lessons, tours, whatever, man. Like, you want to help out Papa, you go over to patreon.com. And if you don't like Patreon, you can still become a member over here on either one of these channels, and you get a bonus to go to, like, the Discord. You get all this extra footage and stuff, because I know you guys just want to see all this extra stuff from Papa. And, yeah, thank you for everybody who super chats or leaves a super thanks. Any super thanks or super chats that get donated during these premieres. Oh, yeah, by the way, hello, everybody at the premiere. How you guys doing? Say hi in the chat. How's your morning or evening going right now? Yeah, how, what did you guys drink today for breakfast? I'm having some coffee. But anyway, yeah, guys, yeah, just thank you so much for that support, and anybody who donates, that money goes to extending the stream at the end of these at the end of all these rants. I always do a live stream at the very end of the premiere, and so stay tuned for that. If you're watching this as a recording, that premiere link or that live stream link will be at the top comment of this video, or one of the top comments, so go over and check that out. And if you're in the premiere, come hang out with me afterwards. Hell yeah, guys. And if you don't want to donate any money, it's fine. Just smash like button and leave a comment. And I guess the question of the day is, are you using any AI right now for stuff? And if so, what are you using it for? Like, we're going to be talking all about this different kind of AI shit today. So yeah, let me know what you're using AI for these days. And it's cool. It's not just cool, it's cool beans. So, yeah, let me know. Get in there. Get in there, sons. Oh, yeah, look at that. There's, like, carpet on the chair. Like, that's just a wooden fucking chair with carpet on it. I'm like, what? Really? Anyway, yeah. God, I don't know why I thought I looked all right in this. Like, I think it was a laundry day or something. I went through, like, a phase where I'm like, I'm just going to wear a suit, shirt, and jacket while wearing, like, shitty fucking pants. Like, I don't care about the pants. And that was, like, finally, like, a year or two ago, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go buy some black pants. They just go with my suit jacket, whatever. I'm going to do that. And actually, it sucks. That suit jacket, I lost that. I was, like, one night I was drinking with Jim, and we got exceptionally toasted in Golden Guy, and we just got fucking drunk. We were drinking till like 3 or 4 a.m. and yeah, I guess I thought it was in my bag, and I wrapped it up, and I guess not. And it sucks because that was like a very light jacket. I have two. Do I have 3? I don't know. I have like 3 business suits. One's gray, and 2 of them are black. And but I have a heavy jacket, and then I have I have a winter suit and a summer suit, and that was my summer jacket. So, what are you gonna do? Outrun, by the way. Look at this fucking Outrun. The first time I ever played that game, I always feel like a poser when I like say I know Outrun, because the first time I saw that was in Shenmue. It wasn't like Sega. You know, when I was growing up, I didn't really have a lot of like game systems and shit. And if I did, you know, we were poor, so we would only have a couple games, and then we'd have to rent games, or we'd have to borrow games from people, you know? And, yep, womp womp. But that's cool. I forgot that, I don't know, did the Outrun machine actually move? I don't remember the original being able to move, but, you know, that's it. But yeah, anyway, Outrun was such a shit game anyway, though. You play it for literally a minute, and then it's like, oh, you couldn't get that far, fuck off. And I'm like, oh, come on. Yeah, see, right? I only got that far in there, and then it's like, oh, you didn't get there extremely fast enough. As you can see, I'm very disappointed at that stuff. It was very racial to my kind. But anyway, yeah. Fucking get into the topic, right? Let's get some coffee and get into the topic. Do you guys got any coffee? Oh, yeah, here's another question for you guys. Do you drink coffee? I was so surprised the other day when somebody in the live stream was like, I don't drink coffee. I never drink coffee. I hate coffee. And I'm like, really? Like, even, I was never really a coffee drinker until I quit soda. Like, I basically replaced soda with coffee. But, yeah, you know, that's just, that's the thing, you know? Here, hold on. Hydration. Yeah, and it's funny because, like, you guys were like, what were you saying? It's like you're, Oh, this is back when I carried all of my stuff in a pouch. I went through a phase where I was like Lord of the Ringsing it up and just like or Games of Thrones, you know, like putting all the little you know, putting my things in a little packet, like a little pouch like that. And now I'm like, nah, now it's funny. I've evolved. It's gone from being a like from a big fat Japanese wallet to then to the little pouch, and now I just carry all the things on my phone. I have like a phone wallet, and then all the coins I just put them in my bag, and then I just throw them in a change jar when I get home. And then like once that change jar gets full, then I use it for when I go out drinking or something. It's pretty cool. But anyway, yeah. You know, are you guys coffee people? If so, how do you take your coffee? I do mine with like I fill up a glass. It can't be plastic. It's a glass cup. And look at all them coins. So beautiful coins. I fill up a glass cup, and then half of it's ice, and then I fill up about 80% of it with coffee, and then 20% of it with milk. And that's the perfect mix for me because it's just black coffee, and then just the milk. It's fucking great, guys. I love it. And yeah, that's my thing. I don't know. Some people like using creamer and stuff, and I'm just like meh. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. And it's so funny, like, on the, like, you know, I just showed all those, like, 100 yen coins, right? And I remember when I first came to Japan, I only had one job, right? And I was so catch. I was, like, so cheapskate with my money here. And, you know, like, I remember watching GTO, the anime, for the first time. And there's a scene in, I think, the first or second episode where Onizuka, the main teacher, he has this, he goes to an arcade and he plays, like, Tekken or Virtua Fighter against one of his students named Murai, who has like blonde hair, and like Murai like is like, oh, he keeps getting his ass kicked even though he's supposed to be like really good at that game. And so he puts down like a whole stack of 100 yen coins, and it's like it's obviously at least like 100 yen coins, so it's like $30, you know. It's not chump change for like a high schooler just having $30 to throw around. Like, what the fuck, dude? And I remember like watching that like as a young person who like is just an ALT and being like, I don't have $30 to spend. $30 at an arcade, that's way too expensive. And like nowadays, I don't even make as much money sometimes as I did as an ALT, but I'm still like, you know, fuck it, whatever. But then again, I don't go out to eat as much too. I think that's a big change, is that like I stopped going out to eat as much as before, or like going out to the convenience store and getting a snack every once in a while. And also I have multiple streams of revenue that are either going up or down each month. And so, you know, like I don't really spend a lot of money, like especially if it's like when I'm at home and I just do my translation projects and I don't go outside, I don't spend any money. So when I do go outside, I'm a little bit more liberal with my cash. But what about you guys, you know? Are you guys still frugal? Like, I think that's the whole thing. It's like, you don't need to, like, when you have a daily job where you're going out every day, it's so, like, you just have all those temptations to spend money. But when you work remotely, kind of like what I do, you know, like you have, like, you know, those temptations aren't there, and then you're just like, oh, I'm hungry. Oh, I will cook my food that I bought during the weekend, you know, like, oh, and hey, I didn't spend any money 6 days out of this week. And I'm like, oh yeah, well, you know, like I only went outside for errands, and you know, that was only a little bit, and then, you know, I just did that. Or, you know, like if it's if I'm going out and filming and stuff, like I remember, god dude, I went to Odaiba with Jim like a week or two ago. And in Odaiba, I think Odaiba is the only place where you can get Dippin' Dots in Japan. And I was like, fuck yeah. And they were like, I bought 3 things of Dippin' Dots. Like I got 2 at first. And I got the chocolate banana and the strawberry cheesecake. And then I was like, okay. And then Jared was like, I want some too. And I was like, okay, I want to try the cotton candy one. I'm like, yes, man. I don't know why Dippin' Dots isn't fucking, why? Just why? Why is it not more famous? Like, I would, God, if they had a Dippin' Dots in Shinjuku, that's like, oh, fuck it. No. Put Dippin' Dots in the, I remember before I left America, they sometimes had Dippin' Dots at the gas station, and you just buy a bag of it. And it was weird. It was like a Ziploc bag kind of thing. You open it up, and you could just, I don't know why. Why? Please, Dippin' Dots owner of the company, just expand it. I'm gonna go on Twitter later. I'm gonna just like find the Dippin' Dots Twitter account. I'm gonna be like, can you guys just make a shop in Shinjuku? Okay, thanks. You know. But anyway, yeah, I'm just saying, like, that was like, you know, it's like, wow, you spent all that money on Dippin' Dots, and I'm like, well, nah, I didn't go outside this whole fucking week, and, you know, this is good. I love Dippin' Dots. I don't, that's the whole thing. If you're gonna be fat, at least own it, you know? What game is this? Oh, yeah, this is a helicopter game that surprisingly could hold my, my girth, my weightness. But anyway, yeah, goddamn, I'm rambling too much, 15 minutes into it. Well, it's called a rant for a reason, motherfucker, but... yeah, the whole like topic of today that I wanted to kind of dip in and dip out of is like, is AI going to ruin YouTube? You know, like that's the thing. And it's so funny because I tried to make a motorcycle. Like, God, it's already like the middle of the beginning of. Well, it's already at the almost tail end of spring when I'm recording this, and almost the start of summer. And this is the perfect time to go outside because the weather is not horrible yet. You know, the sun is not fucking with you. It's not super wet and humid outside. You know, like it's perfect weather right now to go out and experience that and have fun, you know? And but yeah, that's just like, what the hell was I talking about? I'm looking at this and I'm just looking at like me on this thing and I'm like, this is very, I do not look comfortable. This is not a good look for me right now. There we go. Switch it to the whatever this the harpoon game is, you know. But yeah, anyway, it's just I don't know. Why was I talking about spring or summer or something? Maybe weather. I don't know. Point is AI stuff. Let's just talk about the AI shit. So, yeah, maybe I'll remember the point I was trying to make once we keep talking. But yeah, it's just like, you know, one thing I noticed is like I hate to admit it, but I love watching the YouTube shorts, you know, and the thing is that like with YouTube shorts, they keep getting like what is it? It's like you can tell. Like, when you've seen a video, and it was a viral video, and then they're just rehashing a viral video. Like, they just copied a viral video, and then they cut it up, they maybe they flip the image, and they put it, like, you know, they just use a script, like, AI script to make a, you know, like, hey, make a script about this one video that it can be read in 60 seconds by an AI voice, and then they use an AI software to make a AI voice thing of that, you know, and then maybe they use an AI image generator to make some PNGs or something to pop it up, and then maybe use an AI video editor to do this stuff too, and you know, the thing is just like the more I watch YouTube, the more I realize when people are just stealing content, and like YouTube, like before they like, I remember the biggest example of this was like these used to, like, I remember my students like long time ago, like they would like to watch on the iPad on the YouTube Kids app these like claymation, like stop animation videos on YouTube where it's like Spider-Man and like Elsa or something, like, you know, like Spider-Man and like Disney characters, and then they like would fight and like get pregnant or something. It was fucking weird, and like, but YouTube didn't give a shit that this was a weird thing. And then what the channels would do is that they would make one, like they would make all of these as individual skits or whatever for like 3 or 5 minutes, and then they would just make different compilations with them under the same YouTube channel, basically just recycling content, and then they would just flood the market with it, and they got so much money from that because the kids would just watch that shit. And like, yeah, and it's like YouTube didn't do anything about that for the longest time, right? And so it's like now I feel like a second wave of that, of like a similar thing is happening where, you know, all these YouTubers, like they're, like, you know, all these young people that don't want to put their face to or like make original content, that's what they're doing. They're just rehashing old content. And the funny thing is that with shorts, you don't really make a lot of money. Like you make like 1/1000th, yeah, of like what you make on a regular YouTube video. So like it's basically just like you need to mass produce shit. if you're doing that. If you're not mass producing it, then like, you know, you're not gonna be making a lot of money. And then you know, I always wonder how this works, because it's like, you know, when you sign up for a Google AdSense thing, like, you have to give them like all your information, and they have to send a like a postcard to your address and stuff. Like, it's a lengthy process to be able to make money off of YouTube, or at least when I did it. Maybe they've made it a lot easier or faster now, but like you know, so it's like, if you get kicked out of the YouTube Google AdSense program, like, you know, like, you can't sign up with your own name again. And so, like, with these guys, like, I wonder if it's just like, you know, are they just YouTubers who just use their friends' names, and then just, because they can't link up their same bank account again, right? So it's like, now that I realize, maybe they just do it as a company. I didn't think about it like that. They just make a company name and maybe just make bank accounts under that company name or something. I don't know. But I'm just like, wow, like, all these places, they just rehash a bunch of fucking content. And it's funny because it's like, I feel like AI is, at least for right now, the moment, it's like it's AI is the equivalent of seeing technology at the back of like random magazines, if you know what I mean. Hold on a second. That hydration. That game, by the way, that's so cool. Using a heavy machine gun just to fuck up shit. Fuck yeah, dude. That game kicks ass. Goddamn allergies. Ugh, I hate like having to like just fucking, like, it's not a runny nose, and it's not exactly a stuffy nose, and it's like, I guess that's what happens when spring happens, right? The allergies and the pollen and shit. But yeah, it's just like, you know, AI feels like it's like, when it's too good to be true, then it probably is, right? And it's like, you know, AI is basically something to make shit easier for you, you know? So it's like, oh, hey, I could go on Google and search up this shit and look it up myself, or I could ask the AI to do it. Like, for example, I love watching movies, right? So, and I have ChatGPT 4 or whatever. I pay the 3,000 yen a month to use it. And it's funny because, like, they are always adding new functions to it, and it's fun to play around with it and watch it, right? And so it's like, one of the things that I like to do is, you know, like, I like to watch movies. And so I'm like, oh, shit. Like, for example, I watched MIB the other day, and I was like, how old was fucking Will Smith when they made this movie? And I could have Googled it and then gone to IMDb or Wikipedia and then see what year it was made and then click on Will Smith's profile and then see when he was born and then do the math. And I'm like, nah, ChatGPT, tell me, how old was Will Smith when he filmed MIB? And it's like, well, he was born in this year and then it was made that year. And it does all this stuff for me. Like, that was just like, okay, yeah, boom, cool. That's awesome. Yeah, there you go. And I don't know. It's just like, it's so, like, yeah, it can do research quicker for you, kind of thing, right? And it's like, oh, well, like, example, if you're a YouTuber too and you want to use a lot of images here, but you don't want to license them, you just say, hey, ChatGPT, make me a picture of this, like, this kind of thing or whatever. And it's like, okay, cool. And it'll just make you a picture of something, right? And that way you can have, like, a picture for your thumbnails or whatever, and you don't need to worry about people copyright striking you or whatever, right? And so that's fucking cool. But yeah, and what else? I don't know. It's just like, so, like, you know, if you're a YouTube creator or you're researching stuff, it's interesting. Like, it's pretty cool too, right? And it's like, I guess if you're like if you're a student, then you can just have it type up stuff, and then you could just change it into your own style if you want. I don't know how these AI detection things work, right? Like, if you wanted to, like, make a essay about something, and what is it? And then, like, you just fucking, then, like, what is it? Like, if you want, like, you know, like, oh, write an essay on the socioeconomic the collapse. I don't know. Write about the stock market collapsing in 1929. Go, boom, and then it's like, and the effect it had on rural America or whatever. Like, you're like, hey, ChatGPT, like, can you help me out here? And it's like, okay, I got you, bro. And then you just change up a couple things, or you rewrite it in a way that sounds like your stuff. And I'm like, how could they detect it if you rewrite it? You know? And because I remember back when I was in college, they had systems to detect plagiarism, and that was a while ago. So I'm guessing that they have a system to detect that stuff now. I don't know. I mean, like the whole thing is like I never saw the point in plagiarizing stuff because, from my point of view, when you have to write an essay or something, you just get the basic shit done, and then you'd have a friend go over it, and then you say, like, do you think I should add more stuff, or add less, or, like, you know, delete some things, or, like, you know, do you think I could, like, what should I do to make this look better? Because, like, when you're writing an essay or a report, all you're doing is just putting down data that you've collected and then, you know, telling people about it in your own style. Like, that's all an essay is, right? And so I always wondered, like, why do people freak out when they have to write a report? Because it's just like you're just sharing what you had to research, you know? I don't know. It's just, but hey, I mean, I guess some people are just overwhelmed by like doing that, and I don't know. I think it's, I guess if it's about a subject that you don't give a shit about, then it's a lot harder to write it. But yeah, oh yeah, and look at this guy with the fucking. With the hoodie on, you can't see it right now, but he was holding the gun with one hand, and then he was doing the thing where he puts his finger horizontally, and he just uses his whole hand versus the finger to shoot, and to shoot things super rapidly. And yeah, like he was using pro gamer moves, and I was complimenting him because he's a sexy man, and he deserves compliments. But anyway, yeah, that's the shark game I was talking about. They got rid of that. Like, why? I hope that they sold that to somebody versus just, like, throwing it in a junkyard or something. Because that's, like, I never even saw this one in America. And it's just, like, it's so unique. I mean, like, it's a shitty game. It's not that fun. But, like, just the fact that it's so unique and I've never seen it before, I was like, wow, you know? It's like something you'd see at, like, a moving, traveling carnival or festival or something, you know? But anyway, yeah, it's just, like using AI to make, because like AI's whole purpose is just to make stuff easier, you know? It's supposed to make it faster so you can do other things, right? And like you kind of get away from corruption, like, you know, like when you see the doctors or whatever, and like, you know, the doctors on YouTube or Twitter or something, and they're like, don't confuse your Google search for my medical degree, and it's like, motherfucker, I'm not saying that you didn't study all that time, and I don't respect your opinion because of that. That's not what I'm getting at. I just know that you're a doctor and you work for a company or you work for your own fucking clinic and you have financial incentives to keep people sick versus curing them, and you're also really worried about being sued over like malpractice or whatever. So I'm just saying, hey, I found this and I want to hear your opinion on it. Like, I think that's one of those things, guys, where it's like, if you ever get really sick or something, you know, you don't just go to one doctor to get an opinion. Like, you go to multiple different doctors. Like, you don't just settle for one. And like, I found out, like, I didn't even know about this, but it's like I was calling my my friends back home because one of my friends, the dad died, and I found out that one of my friends back in high school, I thought for the longest time that he died of alcohol poisoning, and because, like, you know, he died of like his liver was fucked up. Like, he was in college and he was like a frat boy. And he was, you know, like, I knew he always had like kind of a drinking problem, but he was one of those guys that he had a drinking problem, but he was still able to keep it together academically. And but yeah, like, you know, and then like when I found out that he died from like liver poisoning or liver failure, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. He drank a lot. But no, like he had been sober for like a year, but he had been playing hockey. And he had fucking gotten an injury in his liver, and he got like cirrhosis. What do you call it? The when you're sepsis or something, when like your liver starts failing, it just starts bleeding and green pus and everything. And but when he first started feeling pain there, the doctor's like, oh yeah, well you know, you're a recovering alcoholic, and that makes sense, blah blah. And he just took that one doctor's opinion, and then he died like a month later. And all the doctors were like, well, of course, he was always an alcoholic. And it's like, nah, but when his mom gave him, like, had them do the autopsy, they showed, they're like, oh, wait, his liver has bruising. You don't get that from being an alcoholic. Like, you know, and they're like, did he play sports? And they're like, yeah, he played hockey. And they're like, did he get hurt recently? And they're like, yeah, he got hurt. Yeah, he did get hurt recently. but you know, the other doctor said like that didn't have anything to do with that. And so it's like you always want to get a second opinion on this stuff, and that's another reason why I think like using AI is cool, because it's like doctors, even if they're not corrupt, they get so jaded. And I'm not saying you shouldn't trust doctors. It's just like you got to remember that when you're dealing with hundreds of people all the fucking time, there's only so many fucks that like people can give, right? And I love Crazy Taxi. I love going down this fucking hill. Oh, guys, can we get some Crazy Taxi hype in the chat? Hell yeah. But I'm just saying, like, it's like Philip DeFranco always says, like, AI is the worst it will ever be right now, right today. It's always going to get better. Every day it's getting better. And when I think about like AI right now as it is, I think of it as like Grandia. Like, did you guys ever play the video? Like, I love JRPGs, right? Like, you know, and it's funny because, like, I don't even think Final Fantasy is that good. Like, Final Fantasy is, like, so overhyped. It's so up its own ass, you know? But there's so many other good JRPGs out there. And, you know, Grandia did not have the best fucking story, but it had one of the best fucking battle systems out there. I never played the first one, though. So I'm talking about 2, 3... and Extreme for Grandia, and Extreme sucked ass, but I mean that was exceptionally suck ass. But I mean the whole point is that in case you guys haven't played Grandia, there is a battle egg system. So it's kind of like Final Fantasy VII, how they had materia, right? Like everyone can learn the same amount of skills, but some people have special attributes. So like you know, like if you like this one person, they're really physically weak, so you should have them focus on learning magic, you know. And this other person, they're really strong, so have them learn like special like range attacks, blah blah blah, whatever, you know, something like that. And so in Grandia, the way that like, you know, like in Final Fantasy VII, I don't know, you guys have to correct me on this if I'm wrong, but in Final Fantasy VII, you just collect random magic. Like, you can just get magic, and you know, there's weak magic, and then there's strong magic, and you just collect it, and you buy it, and you find it over time, right? But in Grandia, you have eggs, or these, like, crystal, like, rock eggs, and you basically, they all start out the same. They're all, like, you know, electric, water, fire. And the only way to get strong, and like in those eggs, you get like 3 magic skills or something, and like they could be for like healing, or they could be for offense, you know, black or white magic kind of thing, right? And the thing is that they're all very basic, right? But you get better magic skills by combining these. And so, like, they have different levels, like level 1 combination, level 2 combination, level 3 combination. So you have stuff like that, right? And so in order to, like, when you get, but, you know, you need to collect a lot of eggs to do that, right? And so the way that I look at AI is that, like, AI is basically like it's a basic system, like a Chat GPT or something, and then you have like the basic format, right? And then so you have the basic egg, right? And so then you can train another AI to like make music, and you're like, oh yeah, hey, like, you know, like I'm gonna really focus on teaching this AI to make music and get really better at making the music and stuff. And that's where the Puyo Puyo was. Oh, I love Puyo Puyo so much. Best game ever. Come on, guys. Let's get some Puyo Puyo. Who thinks Tetris is better than Puyo Puyo? I'm sorry you're wrong, but, you know, it's, yeah, Puyo Puyo is the best. But, yeah, it's just like, so if you get, like, multiple music AIs, then the possibility of you being able to combine them to make a stronger music AI or work together is, you know, like, it's there, right? You can basically combine 2 systems to make them stronger. And, you know, the same thing with, whatchamacallit. Oh, dude, look at that. Hell yeah, that was a double combo. Oh, no, am I gonna make it? Oh, no, I didn't make it. Shit. But the same thing with AI now. It's like, you know, when you're, like, there's AI for video editing, there's AI for stock footage generation and stuff. And so all these people that they're like making their own websites, their own phone apps, and they're like, oh dude, this AI will like it'll transform like it's like a filter, right? And like you film a regular thing and then you apply the AI and then it's gonna put like a roto, like you know, you're gonna be able to scanner darkly this shit or something, right? And so But the whole thing is that like AI, like especially for like regular retail consumer use, is still at the very basic stages that it is right now. So it's like, remember those old magazines where it's like, oh hey, you could buy these walkie-talkies and they're only like $12.99 and they'll like work like across town with your buddies, when really they only work like 30 feet apart, if that, you know. And yeah, it's stupid bullshit like that, you know, where it was just like, yeah. And that's funny. I remember when I was a kid, my little brother and I, we had like a secret base, you know, that we used, and I remember we hid all of our like cool stuff there for like secret base stuff, like walkie-talkies and like and just random shit. And then, but it was in a very open area, like it was just behind some bushes or something. And then, yeah, we went back the next week and they were gone. And like I just remember that we had the old-fashioned gray black with the red button walkie-talkies, and I'm like, oh no. And I just remember I remember our parents just being like, you idiots, why the hell did you just leave stuff in the house? Don't leave it outside. And we're like, eh. But yeah, and that was the last time I ever got to play with walkie-talkies or get my own walkie-talkies. But anyway, yeah. So it's just yeah, a little memory lane down for the AI shit. But yeah, oh, look at me too. This is I love this arcade, man. I just wish they would change the lighting. I swear, dude. It's like, what would you do if you had like unlimited funds? Like I love to think of it like I love to like you know, like do brainstorming or just like, you know, have like creative exercises like that, where I'm thinking of like, what would you do if you had like unlimited funds, and it's like but you can't do any philanthropy, kind of like save the world kind of shit. And I'm like, okay, what I would do is I would open up an American chain of arcades in Japan. So it's like in Japan, all the arcade machines are sitting down for the most part. I'd be like, nah, I'm opening up an American chain where like people have to stand. I get the glowing fucking the glow in the dark you know, neon lighting activated carpets and shit. I get the blue lights everywhere. Sell soda, like, you know, not just soda, like fountain drinks and stuff. Like I want that smell of like sugar that's still embedded in the carpet, never going away kind of thing, where it's just got this like dusty, sugary smell to the place. And yeah, and I want to, like, you know, I'll do the tokens thing or something, you know. Good. I remember there was an arcade that I used to go to when I was a little kid that my babysitter would take me to, and they were so cool. They had this, it was like you traded in the money for tokens, obviously, right? But sometimes they would have colored tokens that came out, and they would be like purple or blue, and if you brought those tokens to the counter, then they would give you extra tokens. And so it was really cool, and it was a great way to kind of like hook you to like stay there and stuff. And yeah, look at that. That's like famous people. That's like famous people that have visited the place or whatever. That's cool. But yeah, I just I don't know. It's funny how like you know, like yeah, I don't know, man. Like that's like Japanese arcades are okay, but to be honest, I don't really like Japanese arcades now. Like they're all just full of machines that I really don't like. You know, like it's like they'll have like, at least when I first came to Japan, it was different because they would try to reinvent the wheel kind of thing. Like they would have updated versions of like Guitar Hero. Like they would constantly update versions of like DDR, Guitar Hero. Like they really beat that dead horse, you know. They really milked that goose dry, or whatever you want to say. And then but then they would have like, they would do stupid shit. Like they'd have Tetris, but then they had a giant joystick. You know, it was like you had to use both of your hands instead of your fingers to like play the game and stuff. They had like pop and music, and you know, they had a bunch of different fighting games. Like I remember my favorite arcade in Shibuya was this 50 yen game center, and it wasn't so much that it was just 50 yen. It was the fact that that place had like, it was just, they had everything. Like, you know, they had one floor dedicated just to fighting games, and they had everything. They got Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, King of Fighters, Capcom vs. SNK, Tekken, Virtua Fighter, Melty Blood, Guilty Gear, all this shit, right? And it's like now, if you go to all these places, it's like playing a PlayStation 2 original game versus playing PlayStation 2 greatest hits, you know? It's the same game, but the aesthetic is lazy, and it's just a cash grab, you know, you can tell, right? And so same thing here. It's like, oh, well, you can go to this one machine that's like, you could play all 5 different games of this one stuff or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. You know, people want variety kind of thing, and yeah, blah, blah, blah. Oh my god, am I playing Dance Dance Revolution here? Yeah, guys, word to the wise. If you're a fat guy, do not play Dance Dance Revolution. Wait till you lose a considerable amount of weight before you're going to bounce around and do this shit. But, yeah, I used to love Dance Dance Revolution. I remember my college roommate and I, we would play, what was it, DDR Max? We had 2 DDRs for PlayStation 2. And then we also had Step Mania, too. And, God, I mean, can I just gush for a second? Guys, are there any people in the premiere chat or who are watching this after the premiere that love DDR? Tell me, what are some of your favorite DDR songs? Dude, I love fucking, God, it's so funny that I'm seeing this right now, because yesterday I was looking up DDR songs, and I got, like, Burn the Floor. You know, burn the world right. You know, something's gotta be done. And like Night on Fire or Night of Fire or whatever, you know. God, that song was so great. And also like I don't know, like there's they had all these random songs too, like Before You, or like Naughty. You guys remember that? Naughty, 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 sing it for me, glory, para para dancing, you and me, yeah, yeah. Like it's so funny how like DDR and like fucking Initial D. Like it's a dancing video game and a drifting cars thing, you know. It's just like, come on, bro. I don't know, it's just funny. But yeah, I don't know why I tried to do this. This was not a good move. I mean, I guess like, well, that's one of the, like, you know, when you're fat, you have joints, right? And you got the knee joints, and you don't want to overstress them. But yeah, I guess if you're doing this really slow, it's fine. But like with DDR, I feel like it's a lot easier to do this when you're doing it at a faster pace versus just waiting, because then you're waiting and there's no rhythm to it, you know. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's just it's funny that AI can do hopefully a lot of things where it's just like the doctor thing. Like if you're getting past people that are jaded or they're tired or whatever, right? And like or they're corrupt and they're just getting paid to tell you stuff, that AI is pure like that. It doesn't have any of those incentives. It's just supposed to do what you've trained it to, right? And yeah, it's just like thinking about it like that, right? How it's like for AI on YouTube, it's like, because I was talking to Cracky Reese about this before too, because Cracky uses a lot of AI. He uses AI for like image generation. He uses it for making music for his streaming and stuff, and you know, and he'll use it for like you know, making like random visualizer stuff or whatever, etc., right? And so you know, he loves AI, and he got me into AI stuff too. And but the thing that we were talking about is like, you know, what, like, would AI fuck up your chances of being a YouTuber in the future? Like basically it's like, oh, am I gonna not be able to do YouTube anymore because of AI? And I don't think the answer is I don't think it's not, you know, like, what is that? I don't think it's a big deal, you know. I think AI it will help people be more creative. And for the people, you got to remember that there's always been like scammers, there's always been spammers or something on any platform since the beginning of the internet, right? That are just like being lazy and just trying to scoop up as much fast like money as possible, right? And but I think that the reason why people come to YouTube is because of the you factor, right? Like they come there because they like that feeling of that they're talking to somebody, right? Like that there's a real person over there. It's not like a TV generated character kind of thing, you know. And like you know, that's why people love that. It's kind of like celebrity interviews, like, you know, kind of thing, right? Like, we love watching celebrity interviews with celebrities going on talk shows or whatever, because they show the real human side of themselves that we don't get to see when they're playing a character, right? And I think the same thing of YouTube. It's like we watch YouTube because we're more lonely than we were before, you know? Like, and it's the funny thing is that, like, people haven't changed, or, like, society hasn't changed where there's, like, less people. It's just that we are so constantly like, you have to really check yourself, you know? Like, it's easy to overwhelm yourself with all this information coming at you every day, and especially on social media, you know? Like, it's a lot easier to feel jealous and angry, you know, when you see somebody doing better than you on a constant, regular basis, and you're like, fuck, they're already so far ahead of me. Oh, I can't start. Like, why should I even start this? Oh, this sucks, or whatever. Like, it's so much easier to think of yourself as a piece of shit thanks to going online all the time, right? It's just having it at the, what do you say, at the tip of our fingers, you know? We're going outside, we're at the bus stop, or we're at the restaurant, and we're waiting for our friends to come back from the bathroom or something. It's just so easy to not be bored, you know? And so I think that I don't think anyone, I don't think people in mass are going to be realizing that that's a thing, and it's just, it might get worse, it might not, but I mean, the whole thing I'm getting at, though, is that, like, my videos, they're more of, like, kind of a raw experience versus something that's more polished and to be advertised to the masses, right? And but I'm okay with that, right? Because I think that no matter what happens with the AI development, there's always going to be a solid group of people that just want that kind of, like, homie touch. Homie, hey, the gay drunk homie touch. Hey, man, fucking love you, man. It's like, I think that there's always going to be people that want that kind of, like, you know, want that experience, right? And you know, people have told me multiple times when they're watching my videos, they're like, it just feels like I'm seeing my friend who came over to Japan, you know? Like, it feels like I'm seeing him and what he's doing versus, like, just watching somebody try to sell me something, you know? And yeah, you know, that's, God, look at me. How am I moving so fast? Fuck it, hey. God damn, look at that Sir Jiggleton. God damn. I rarely show my whole body, or at least looking like that, man. Oh, dude. But hey, hey, you know, you gotta just gotta own it, man. Gotta own it and do better. Fuck. This is, if I'm looking, sorry, I was in the middle of making a point about how, like, people love genuineness and like the amateur feel of videos versus, like, high production bullshit, like TV stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, like, I don't mind showing off or showing video clips like this, because it's like, eventually when I do lose the weight, it's not a matter of if, just a matter of time, you know? And it's like, what, then I can reflect and be like, look, this is me. I used to be this fat, you know, and now it's like, no, I'm not. But God, back then I was still drinking soda. I'm pretty sure this is back when I was still drinking soda and eating McDonald's a lot and stuff. And yeah, I don't know. It's, God, like, when I think about what I eat these days now, fuck. I had 2 hot dogs yesterday from the guy in Golden Guy, Kenny, Captain Kenny. And then for dinner, I made myself a taco, a big-ass taco with spinach and sliced up meat and cheese and what else did I put? And that was peppers and mushrooms. And that was my fucking my dinner. That was nice. So it's like, even though I don't exercise as much as I should, at least I'm eating better. At least, like, you know, you got to take your wins when you can, right? But it's like, yeah, but you're still fat. And I'm like, I know, right? Ugh. Like, what is that? Isn't that kind of such a crock of shit? You can eat well, too, but if you're not exercising and burning those calories daily, then it's just like, nope, it doesn't matter. Yeah, AI, make something to just speed up my metabolism, please. Goddamn. I remember I had one roommate here in Japan, and, like, he did not exercise at all. Young black dude, had a 6-pack and everything. Ate crap all the time, man. He just ate all this shit, go out and eat ramen and shit all this time, and junk food, Domino's pizza constantly. The guy had the metabolism of a hummingbird on meth, I swear. But anyway, yeah, this is me being fat and needing to sit down and playing some. Oh yeah, oh dude, was this in the middle of summer? Yes, I remember now. Oh, yeah, that, guys, I'm telling you, this pocket USB fan, you're going to want this. You're going to want it so good. It's the best. And hey, big shout out to Red Dog Rebel. I don't think he watches these videos, but Red Dog Rebel is another big guy like me. And he was saying how he's like, dude, when you exercise, you got to get to that point where you're sweating and you're super hot and you're feeling like exhausted. He's like, if you can do that on a regular basis, like that's gonna speed up your metabolism. And I'm like, yeah, fucking A. I met this Japanese actor recently, and I was asking him because like he was kind of showing off his body at a party I went to, and I was like, and this guy's like late 40s, and I was like, shit, dude. Like I was like, have you always been athletic? And he's like, nah. And I was like, well, what do? You go to the gym? Like, what's your routine? And he's like, every morning before I have breakfast, like, you know, I do a thing outside my house where like there's not a lot of people on my street for commuters or whatever. And he's like, and I do, I think he said he does suicides or something, like suicide sprints. And he's like, and I just fucking, he's like, I just wait until I get to I sprint until I get to the point where I'm super exhausted and breathing hard, and then I just stop. And I was like, why? And he's like, because it activates battle mode in your male hormones or whatever, and it's like, it you know, it reminds your body like, oh shit, we gotta fight. And I was like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. I like that versus like, go to the gym for 5 hours, do 5 sets of this, do the cardio. And he's like, no, I just sprint every morning until I get super fucking winded, which is like usually within 5 minutes, and then I just go back in. I'm like, oh fuck. Yeah, if you're fat, do not sprint, guys. If you want to see what happens to fat people when they run, look at fat woman busts knee while sprinting or something. There's this video of this fat lady. She's running on on this track, and she just sprints, and then her knee just pops and like gives out, and she just falls down and eats shit. And I'm like, ugh, yeah. You don't fuck around like that. You only get like 2 knees, you know. You can't replace them, so you gotta be careful with that shit. But yeah, anyway, I don't know. I'm just okay. So getting back to the point of AI, though, right? It's like AI. I think it's going to be more beneficial to the world than not, right? But I just feel like when it comes to video creation and stuff, you need to also constantly remind yourself that like this is a tool, right? Like it's a tool to make things easier for you. But I'm still really skeptical because it's like for certain things, right? Like I will not have I know that I have a phone, right? And the phone has a microphone, it's got GPS in it or whatever. And even if you turn off your phone with the GPS, they can still track you and stuff, and they can still record your shit. Like, I get that, and I accept it. But, like, it's good for me to know that that only is my phone, right? Like, I have a friend that's in Kanagawa right now, and he moved into one of those smart apartments, right? Where it's like everything's connected to his phone. So he's got, like, the fridge. Even his fridge is AI. His lights are AI. He's got this thing where he walks into the room and then like it recognizes his body as him, and then it turns on his computer and the TV and everything, and it sets the TV to a certain volume, a certain channel. It turns on his computer, and then it activates these lights around or whatever, and it like turns them into he's like activate game mode or something, and then it goes like it does that. And I mean, in a way it's cool, because that way, like, you don't have to go through and manually turn on all this shit. But at the same time, it's like when you have a thing like that, especially when it's brand new, it's easy to exploit it, right? And, they don't talk about it in the news that much, but there are, there's the people that have, like, the smart cars or whatever, right? And it's like, oh, I can just turn on my car with an app on my phone. And I'm like, well, I think there's a lot more hackers out there that could just buy like an app to fucking to hack into your car versus people out there that know how to duplicate keys or like break in physically into your car and stuff, right? And so and like people don't even fucking realize that. They don't realize it. They don't even give a shit, right? And so and it's like and so it's like don't give people power over you to exploit your love of novelty, new technology shit. It's like, for me, I'm like, nah, the fridge is gonna be old, the car is gonna be old. I met a YouTube viewer of mine last week, and I you know, I always, as like when I meet people for the first time, or if I haven't seen them in a while, I usually give them a present, like something that's rare. I love giving presents to people, and it's not just like, oh, hey, I bought this on the way here. Here's a coffee or something. Like, no, I like giving away, like, you know, things that have a story, things that matter, you know, or like things that are like, you're not going to be able to find it easily, right? And so, like, I always buy VHS and bundles and shit, right? And so it's like, you know, I buy VHS and bundles, whatever kind of thing, right? And, you know, like sometimes I'll get these random VHS that you can't buy. You can't find them. Like, you know, you can't search for them. It's one of those things where it's like you have to wait till somebody mass sells like something in bulk, and then hopefully it might be in there. So, like, I got these like company training videos for a company in Kyoto, like old video. I got these bass fishing videos. I have these old TV, like, you know, the TV block recording videos. And I have like these old like Enka concert videos or something. And so it's like my friend was with a group of his friends, and I just gave him that VHS, and I was like, hey man, like, you know, like, I don't, like, normally I give books away to like my really, really, really good friends, because like I'm like, hey, you know, like this is not just like a random book that I thought you'd like. I'm like, this is a book that I really like, and if you like the way that I am, like if we're friends because you really like who I am, then it's probably in part to this book, you know. So like, you know, there you go, you get a piece of me when I give that away. And so like with the VHS stuff too, though, it's like, hey, you can't find this online, you can't like watch it on YouTube, and you can't go out and just randomly try to buy this stuff. You're not gonna find it. And so I love giving out like away that kind of stuff, because it's like, and the guy was like, I don't even have a VCR. And I'm like, well, go to Goodwill or go on eBay and buy one for $5. So they're a dime a dozen. Go get them. But it's just like, you know, our parents love to collect antiques or something, right? Like what is it? Like my friend's dad loved to collect records. You know, loved to collect records and old like record players and shit, right? Like one of my friend's dads, he loved to collect what was it, like old Hot Wheels. And I thought Hot Wheels was a new thing in like in the 90s, but I guess they were making mini cars for a while or whatever. So it's like people always love to kind of preserve the cool shit from the past that like they see that's dying or like, you know, that's not around there anymore. And so for me, it's like VHS, like, you know, VHS, as long as you keep it in good quality, you know, like it's not gonna, like everything disappears and deteriorates over time, right? But like a VHS, as long as you take care of it, it's not gonna fucking what do you call it? It's not gonna disappear, right? And but like for example, like DVDs or Blu-rays or something, they have disc rot, like where it's like the disc might not get moldy or something, but like over time, it's just like you can't read it anymore. The date is just it's just too old or whatever, right? And that's a real thing. And so like I love collecting VHS for that reason, because it's just like, and also VHS isn't censored. Like, you know, you go on Disney or whatever, and they're like, Pinocchio had, like, racist crows in it, or was that Dumbo? Yeah, Dumbo had racist crows in it, so, and Pinocchio had too many Epstein Island references or whatever, so they're like, they're censoring all this new media, and it's just like, motherfucker, the whole reason why you do that, like, you know, why, it's like the whole reason why you like, fucking, you preserve old media is that it's like, oh, they're gonna take out the N-word from all of Mark Twain's books, and I'm like, the whole reason is that it's a time capsule, dude. It's not cool to say that shit now, but before it was okay. And it's like, you know, and it's like, it's just showing that like it's okay that things have changed, and it's okay to acknowledge that things were different back then, right? And versus just trying to make a clean image of everything. Because if you start trying to make a clean image of everything, you're just gonna, it's 1984, man. It's just straight up Nazi shit. So yeah. And there's Jim trying to get the metal slug. I forgot, what does the metal slug do? It gives you like 10 times the experience points you would if you killed a different thing or whatever, right? I can't remember. In Dragon Quest, you can capture like monsters, but can you capture metal slugs or whatever, or you can only kill them? Or metal slime or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's my first part 1 or whatever of this spiel about AI and YouTube. Did you guys like it? Do you think I should, like, you know, would you like to hear me talk more about this stuff? Let me know. Like, you know, that, I guess that's the secret comment of today. If you want If you want me to make another, like a part 2 or part 3 to this, let me know in the comment section. And the secret comment of the day is Jim gets metal slime. Or no, king slime. Just say Jim gets king slime. And that'll be the secret comment of the day to show me that you got this far into the video. But yeah, and also let me know if you guys use AI too. Like, what are you using it for? Do you think like it's developed enough, or you think like you're really disappointed and it needs to be developed more? Oh, let me know in the comments section below. And yeah, I mean, like, you know, I have a YouTube friend that loves to use Midjourney, but Midjourney costs money. And I'm already using ChatGPT, and I justify using ChatGPT because it's like got a bunch of different widgets besides just image creation. And so, but yeah, let me know what kind of AI you guys like to use and stuff, and what are your opinions on AI? And yeah, anyway, I should be posting the link for the live stream after this premiere in the chat right now. So yeah, guys, go click on that and come over and talk to Dad for a little bit. And do me a favor, if you want to be a real gangster about this, just, you know, leave a comment and leave a like, man. You know, engagement helps a lot. And, yeah, I promise I'll be out walking around and on the motorcycle doing these more in real time versus just recording these at my house. I know that you guys want that, but doesn't it feel like there's more focus when I do this now? I don't know. Whatever. Point is, love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye, sons.